It was 9:45 p.m. on a Friday night, and I found myself clocking in for my first ever overnight shift at the store. After a long week of dealing with irate customers and unending demands, the prospect of working in the silent, empty back room was like a dream. I had no idea what I was in for. As I entered the dimly lit back of the store, I was greeted by a towering mountain of unsorted inventory. Boxes of all shapes and sizes loomed over me, some precariously balanced on top of each other. My manager had given me the seemingly simple task of organizing everything by dawn. Little did I know, this was more than just a test of my dedication to the job, it was a battle of wits and endurance. The first few hours went smoothly enough. I sorted and stacked, lost in the soothing rhythm of my task. However, as the night wore on, the weight of my eyelids began to match the heaviness of the boxes I was lifting. My bones ached and my head throbbed, but I soldiered on. I knew I couldn't afford to lose this job. It was around 2 a.m. when the first strange thing happened. As I was moving a large box of canned goods, I noticed a scuttling sound coming from behind me. I shrugged it off as my imagination, but the feeling of being watched grew stronger. Something was off, and my heart began to race. Just as I was about to dismiss my paranoia, it happened. A box flew off the shelf, narrowly missing my head. I jumped back, heart pounding, as I scanned the room for any sign of the perpetrator. But there was no one there. That's when I heard it, a sinister giggle echoing through the empty store. I was not alone. The thought of confronting an intruder terrified me, but I knew I couldn't run away. I had a job to do, and I couldn't let fear get the better of me. Armed with nothing but a box cutter, I cautiously crept through the dimly lit aisles, following the sound of the laughter. My heart thundered in my ears, drowning out the eerie silence that permeated the store. Just as I rounded a corner, I came face to face with my tormentor. A small figure covered by a large bag. It was darting from side to side, trapped inside. I realized quickly that it was not laughter, thank God, but was some sort of animal trapped. Just as I understood what was actually happening, the creature made it out of the bag. Upon seeing me, the figure shrieked, "It was just a raccoon." The animal hissed and scurried away, leaving me standing there in disbelief. My adrenaline ebbed, and a wave of exhaustion washed over me. But I couldn't afford to rest. I still had a job to do. As the sun began to rise, I finally placed the last box in its rightful place. My body ached and my eyelids felt like they were made of lead, but I had done it. I had faced my fears, conquered my fatigue, and completed my task. As I clocked out and stumbled towards the door, I realized I never did anything about the raccoon and it must be somewhere in the store still, but was too tired to care. While walking to my car, I waved to my coworker coming in for the morning shift and said to be careful of the raccoon inside. The look of utter confusion and terror on their face nearly made the whole shift worth it in itself. A neural narration story.